When non-duality removes all conditions for being and experiencing, then every sensation becomes delicious. Even fear becomes delicious. Even anger becomes delicious. Everything becomes experienced at the most granular, fundamental level. And this is delicious because we are at one with our experience here and now, living purely from pure sensation, pure reality, just as it is real. Real. This is real. And there's no longer that exhausting marathon we're doing, distancing ourselves in the thought world from what is here now. So this is very exciting. Imagine things that we run from our whole lives: fear, anger, fury, frustration, all the F's. Suddenly we stop running and we turn around and we face what we thought we couldn't face, and we simply be with it. This takes basically everything off our to-do list. There's no longer a big day ahead in which we have to get things done. It brings it all back down to right here and now. When pure sensation comes on, and there might be some running back and forth for a while. There might be some thinking, meing, and then sensating, pure sensation, back and forth. When the sensation, it's not an experience, when the lived sensation, the vivid lived experience of sensation starts to take over more as the primary or the foreground, as some say, it is in such contrast to the complication of minding constantly, okay? Because minding is a maze. It's a maze of mirrors, and it complicates things. Pure sensation is so simple. It's right here. It never left us. There's nowhere to go. It's right here. In fact, lately I've been telling myself, sensation is my friend. Oh my goodness, what a revelation. Sensation is my friend. It's your friend. How do we know that? It is what is here now. There's nothing to run from, and there's nowhere to go if you could run. It's like hiding out in imaginary caves or hiding out in imaginary safe zones of thought, but they're not real because they're not here now. So this is the joy when non-duality removes all conditions for being and pure sensation comes on in its deliciousness. Cuts through the complication of what we take to be our life and living, the efforting of living. That granular aliveness. It's not until you taste that granular aliveness, what do I mean by that? That pure sensation, staying in that and not adding anything else. Not until that do you even realize where you were or what you were missing, not fully. When you're so mind identified and thinking all the time, thinking in order to get to living. I'll think my way to living. I'll think my way to being. There's nothing wrong with it, by the way. There's no judgment or shame. Anything I talk about, I'm either living or have lived. So we're all here in the soup, right? But doing that is such an effort that when you stop doing that and it's pure sensation, it's such a release. Perhaps even in the body energetically, there will be a release pouring through. And so simple that granular aliveness is not a concept. It simply is what is. This morning, laying in my bed very early in Hawaii, the sun is coming up much earlier now. I remember feeling like I'm like a string of Christmas lights. I've been plugged in. Or I'm a toaster, toasting the bread, but I'm also being toasted. That's what it felt like, just pure sensation with nothing else added. Very pleasant. Even if there's discomfort there, it's finally coming home to what's right here, and there's nothing to do about it. There's nowhere to run. So in this season, sensation has been waking me up, putting me to sleep throughout the day. There's a greater recognition of the actual senses and that feeling here of aliveness. You'll find as you start to do this work more, coming home to the sensations just as they are purely, without the thoughts, without even the labels of anger, sadness, fear. Just the pure sensation. If you couldn't use a label or a word to describe it, you'll find that there are a lot of emotions or sensations trapped in your body, okay? These are the ones that go all the way back to that developmental time, all the way back to childhood. As my dear friend Pia says, the deeper ones, the childhood ones, they're the boss of this video game, okay? You ever feel like you're stuck in a video game and you're not quite really living? Yeah, the deeper ones are the boss of this video game, okay? And notice that those emotions or sensations in the body, if you can touch into them, they might be saying danger, danger, okay? Danger. But there's a distinction between danger and fear. Danger means must get away, can't handle this, can't live through this. Literally, perhaps this is a lethal danger, and my mortality, right, is gonna be at stake. But really, any sensation arising here now, there's no danger here. That is, by and large, fear. Okay, it's fear. I'll give you some examples. The lover says they're going to leave you, and the sensations are going haywire. Right? Danger, danger, don't look here, beg him to stay, tell him why he's wrong, all these things. But when you actually turn towards sensation and leave the blitzing and the dissociating of the constant thoughts, there's nothing dangerous here. Now, fear might feel like a fluttering in your chest, a cramping in your stomach, a tension in your shoulders. Be with that. That is what's really here. That's what's being served up, okay? That's what life is offering now. Be with it. It's the only thing that's here. All the fears, all the what ifs, all the arguing, the push and pulling on life, needing to make it different, it's not really here. It's like a rat on a wheel. It's not going anywhere, okay? Another example, I'm thinking back to 5th grade, giving a speech in grade school. I was so proud of myself giving a speech about the state of Oregon, all the little facts. And at the end, I felt in my chest, I still remember the feeling in my chest, just like a blooming, like a garden blooming. That was me in front of the whole class. And then here my teacher said, "Did you even prepare for that? It seems like you didn't even prepare." I think she gave me like a B- on the spot. My little 10-year-old chest kind of deflated. And shame came on. And that shame had a texture or flavor of danger. Not fear, but danger. It was mistaken. Got to get away from this. So then, henceforth, there are many moments throughout my K through 12 career in which giving speeches in front of the class were terrifying. I thought, oh God, I'm not going to make the grade, literally and figuratively. It was trapped in the body. It was trapped. I thought there was something to do about it when the teacher sort of chastised me in front of the whole class, and I was shocked when it happened. One more example, maybe in your childhood, mom or dad, saying something about you is wrong. Not your behavior, but about you. That's the deeper one. Bad, wrong, not good enough. We mistake that sensation-wise for danger, not fear. But when we can go back to it, we realize fear is, I want to resist or say no to what's arising here, but I can turn towards it even if it's uncomfortable, even if I don't like it. I don't have to do anything about it, i.e. think my way through it. I can feel it. So notice as sensation starts to come online and you go deeper down this rabbit hole that leads nowhere except right back here where we always were. Notice that the repressed emotions, the ones from childhood, those wounds where we first started to dissociate from a sense of being alive purely at a granular level, those are going to come out. And anything happening insert today's date here, it happens to be July 1st, 2026 while I'm recording this. Anything that's happening here, it's almost a placeholder for all that stuff that goes down to what I call the basement. When we're in the belly of the beast, in the basement of the psyche, and the great unraveling is happening, this placeholder is here saying the boyfriend should be different, the boss should be different, the friend should be different. What we're really asking from them is, can you pacify me? Can you soothe me so that I never have to go down into the belly of the beast and feel that original abandonment and dissociation and departure from my actual lived sensations, where I mistook a fear sensation or an uncomfortable sensation, even to get rid of the label, for danger, okay? And it actually becomes very delicious, because the more you turn towards and realize you do have the capacity to be with whatever comes here, the more you turn towards it. What felt like fear or a big no, resistance to sensation, it becomes a yes. Finally, it's a relief to just settle in with what's here now without having to think about it, analyze it, push it away, or say this shouldn't be here, this shouldn't be happening. Okay? And then all those delicious repressed things can come out, because you don't want to be carrying them. I tell you, you do not want to be carrying those. They are a filter between lived experience and reality. It's a filter. You don't need them. They're not happening anymore, and you cannot change them one iota. They're gone. They're gone. So what I'm inviting you to do here, being with the sensation, when that comes on more and more into the foreground, this is not a spiritual bypass. This is the opposite. What we've been doing is bypassing and distancing ourselves from lived experience, okay? This is an invitation. This is an invitation right here into the guts of it, into the here and now of it, anchoring into the present. In fact, if thoughts, fantasies want to take you away, it's like, I want more intimacy. I want more connection. Thinking about a patient I worked with the other day, we were doing a Fetter 4 inquiry, and our whole desire was, intimacy, sensuality, connection. And by the end of the Fetter 4 inquiry, we realized that going into the sensation and leaving that thought behind, that fantasy of what should be here but what isn't, desire, it was actually here. Here. And what she calls her body, or what's here now and who she is, was sensuality, intimacy, and connection right here. She didn't have to desire anything in addition or fantasize and dissociate in order to get those things. They were all here in the sensation. Whew, mind blown, very powerful. There's a vivid aliveness that comes instead of a constant play or a rehearsal in your head. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to everyone who knows exactly what I'm talking about. The constant play, the constant rehearsal in your head of what life could be. It's like the practicing at life. It's like the script. And we're actually trying to unconsciously hand out the script to everyone around us. Can you play this part? Can you act this part? The play is saying it's all supposed to look like this. It's not really living. It's hiding out. Whereas vivid lived sensation, there's nothing to plan for. There's no script. It's so easy. Sometimes it might feel uncomfortable, but again, watch out. Don't say it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard, because watch as uncomfortable or previous sensations of which you called, when you said, I don't like this, they flip. They flip into, I want more of this. I want anything that arises here. You can bear it. You can be with whatever is here. These sensations, whatever it here is here, this is lived experience. All sensations and experiences are welcome. This is crying, dancing, yelling as a loud expression, not necessarily yelling at someone to make them change. This is very different. That's more reactivity. But yelling, letting things out, sitting quiet and doing breathing practice. Sure, wonderful. Rain on your skin, sun on your skin. All of these things we begin to say yes, yes, yes to. And how do we know they get a yes? What's the litmus test for a yes? That they're here. That they're here. And notice if any resistance starts to dawn. It's a thought taking you away from here, trying to analyze, trying to be like the sportscaster or the constant narrator that will never shut up. Oh, what are you feeling? Oh, this is okay to feel. No, we don't need any of that. We're simply saying yes to what's here now. You might find, as I did during the aftermath of a very beautiful Fetter 4-5 inquiry, in which a lot of crying came out. And it was not crying about the statement. It was not crying about that specific inquiry, that reactivity. It was deep. This was ancient. This had been in there for a while. And that crying was totally welcome. I mean, it felt good. It was like you're being cried. Just like when you're in a river and you're floating and you don't resist it. I mean, the sensation of being floated down a river is so magical and merry. You just let go. And it's like the river has you, right? That is what it's like to fall back into sensation, knowing sensations are your friends. There's nothing to resist here. The sensations have you. So whether you're crying or dancing, the sensations have you. And after this particular inquiry, there was such a release in the system that there was just dancing, spontaneous dancing in the kitchen this particular night. Dancing. my children saw me. They're used to mom busting a move, and just the system had to move because probably it had all this freed up room after all those tears and trapped emotions got out. And what was so simple and so clear was that at an energetic level, the crying was the exact same as the dancing. It's just a big old yes to what's here. There's nothing to resist. There's nothing to say, oh, I prefer the dancing over the crying. That's just gone. There's nothing to prefer. It's like with a childlike heart, you just open your eyes in the morning and say, well, what will be today? I want whatever is. And there's just such eager, earnest turning towards whatever is here. It doesn't matter what form it appears. This is the formless in the form, right? The crying and dancing were the same. What I'm talking about here, by the way, it's so simple that it's apt to be overlooked. Probably again and again and again. But who knows? Maybe you'll quickly grok it. Or, like me, not only was it apt to be overlooked for a very long time, this would have all sounded like a foreign alien language to me. Like, what is she talking about? Is she talking about guided meditation? Is she talking about body scan? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Living in the pure sensation, it's like until you've got a direct taste of it, everything else is theory. Everything else is talking about the doing instead of the doing. And it can be helpful on the way to it, but at some point you have to just let that all go and directly do the seeing and the experiencing instead of overlooking it or planning to do it later. Oh, I'll plan to do it later. Or my favorite, buying another book about it. If I could just buy another book about it, then I'll finally understand it and start doing it. Watch how the mind will self-deceive and will take you on a distraction loop so that you don't leave what it considers to be the safety of the mind. You can leave. You can literally jump out the plane without a parachute. It has you trapped, but you can set your own self free. Jump into sensation. That is where the juice is. That juice that you existentially have been thirsty for, perhaps all your life, perhaps since the earliest stirrings of dissociating, because whatever was happening in your home was too much to bear for that little system. As sensation wakes up and takes over, the pleasure of pure beingness without the overlay of mind is full of awe and wonder. It's just full of it. It's just dripping with it. You don't even have to use words like awe and wonder. You finally actually just live it. Awe and wonder lives you. Awe and wonder is your new name. It's your new address. It's your new occupation. Oh, what do you do? I'm awe and wonder. And it's for everyone. This is for everyone. I mean, it might appear in form with some distinct, unique quality in what we call Jasmine or what we call someone else. But at the heart of it, this is the same, okay? And that's what's so exciting is that you're done with specialness. Where the mind wanted you to hide out in specialness as if that was going to be the jackpot, that's not the jackpot. It's life living you, right? It's being the awe and wonder. It's changing your name, and then everyone's name is awe and wonder, and it's a giant sensation party. That's the deliciousness, okay? Deliciousness of fear, deliciousness of anger, deliciousness of any sensation, both comfortable and uncomfortable. This is the deliciousness that kicks in. It's the childlike nature of true nature, okay? When we leave the nature of mind, when we leave minding behind, and we purely drop into sensation, the energetics of what's here now, it can often feel like we're back to that freedom and adventure that we dropped into as children when everything was possible and everything was timeless. This is why I love children, by the way, because the concept of time hasn't cemented for them and they're not fully dissociated yet. And so it's like, oh, finally a friend who understands that time isn't real. You just happen to be 5, but okay, let's be friends. I just absolutely adore this about children. When the bottom drops out, okay, and the desire for ground stops being grabbed on. And what do I mean by that? Ground stops being grabbed for. Thought, something to solidify, something to land, somewhere to land. When the desire for that drops out, okay, then it's like there's no more pumping the brakes on sensation, okay? We don't have to stop anything. We don't have to leapfrog over anything to get to a safer place called thought, where we can kind of like build a little shelf in the sky and stop flying. Flying, it's a lot. Let's just sit on this shelf. And then we wonder why we're feeling so cramped, contained, stuck, stagnant. You're on the shelf and you've got wings. Jump off. The freedom of no conditions, okay, starts to deeply, deliciously, clearly dawn This isn't a plan. This isn't a thought. It's just simply an experience. You're, as I'm thinking about Angelo saying, you're nose to nose with it. It's right here. You are it. There's nothing to think about. Okay? It takes over and then you're off the map. And this is something I've heard myself saying the last year. I'm like, I'm off the map. I'm off the map. There's no map. I don't know where I am, and I don't need to know. And when you're off the map, let me tell you, that unknown land, if you want liberation, it's off the map, baby. It is completely off the map. And it will take you to heights that are both ancient and spontaneously new all at the same time, every time. And it doesn't take the you think that you are. Does any of this make sense? It's so funny, words. The delicious inherency of sensation and being are revealed. I'm going to repeat that. The delicious inherency of sensation, not doing, but being. That is what's revealed. Okay? There's this inherent deliciousness of being. And we don't ever have to leave it. And if we do leave it, don't worry. It's just the road back to right here. Being. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. There is no turning back. There's no turning back. There's no turning away. There's no going anywhere. That's like one of the funniest things that you can laugh about again and again and again. You never went anywhere. All that minding you thought you were doing, getting someone somewhere, thinking yourself through living, is nothing. It took you nowhere. You can never be cut off from true nature. You can never be cut off from truth and what you are. It's always here. Smiling, laughing, enjoying. Contact me if you're interested in support, facilitation, pre or post awakening. This is what I love to do. And always remember that life is the facilitator. Life is waking you up to life because that's what you are. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Much aloha.